Hi, I'm Plushy Matt, and this is Plushy Matt Reviews Marc Brunet's Art School. This is term 1, week 7, and this is just a little bit of a series to document and share my growth whilst partaking in this course. Just want to kind of chronicle everything and show where I come from and hopefully where we end up. So let's jump right in and have a look at how I got on with this week's assignment. So this week's assignment is have fun practicing whatever you'd like or work on personal art. Oh, I can do whatever I want. Well then. Alright, but seriously, I don't I struggle with being told that I can kind of do whatever I like. And that made it kind of difficult. So I kind of just went back to the structure that we had. So first off, I started off with some figure drawing, and we went straight into some 30-second stuff. Which again, just trying to work out gesture lines. I'm really struggling with these, like how much detail to and not to have. As it ends up like a whole different process than actually drawing. As you can see here, I kind of went back to sort of stick figures, but also trying to capture like the rhythm of poses over the structure, which kind of made my brain go kind of pretzely. You can see how frustrated I was getting with these ones, as they just didn't feel right. But now looking at them like this, I kind of go, okay, well, I can actually see that they still look proportional. Then I moved on to some 60-second ones. I find these much easier. They seem to like it up to put them into shapes feels much easier. And they look a lot nicer. And again, I was still trying to find like the rhythm of those poses. Then I moved on to some 2 minutes. The difficulty I had with these was moving over to kind of drawing them on a bigger scale. Obviously used to drawing them like a half or a third of the size of this. Again, more 2 minutes. I do think kind of practicing these a bit bigger will be helpful, as then like the stuff isn't getting lost in the details of like the brush size. But yeah, enjoyed how those came out. And then we've got 5 minutes. And these really started to come together. Really started to have time to actually look at like the form and structure of the body more. Not quite the face. I enjoyed these, and I think they like really came out a nice like nice finished result from it looking back at these. Like some of these actually look like something that you could kind of I could pick straight up and make some like finished work from. So after that, I then did some artist studies. Again, being told I can do whatever I like, I wasn't really sure what to do. So first off, I studied SqueezableDraws. I've always really liked this picture, and I think it was quite a cool one to kind of mix up a character and a background piece to kind of pull something together, as I think that kind of gives more character and more story to the piece of like trying to work out what's going on here. This got quite like homely vibes, and I wanted to try and capture that in my own interpretation. And I don't know, I don't think I quite got what was going on. I certainly think I got like the gesture of what's going on, but I don't think I captured that same energy. Next, I studied Afrobullart. Again, I wanted a piece that's kind of showed off an environment and a character. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a massive fan of Makoto from Persona 5. So I thought this would be a really fun one to play around with. Again, don't think I quite pulled this off. I think roughly I managed to get the right perspective, but I think the character was actually where I was lacking in this one. And then finally, this study is of an artist, Krys Decker. I think that's how you pronounce that. And I really liked like it's quite a simple environment, but I think it was more the values that were telling the story here. So I kind of played around with that as well to try and throw that in. And I think out of the 3 studies I did, I think this was the strongest one. Yeah, I think this was the strongest one. I think this one kind of came together the most at the end. And then next up, and finally, I was just playing around with a little bit of kind of what I wanted to draw, a little bit of a personal thing, personal art. And I thought I'd draw my original character, Carrie, as well as kind of like my little self-insert of Plushy Matt. And I had this idea of like being at an arcade, winning a little plushie toy. And I just wanted to kind of capture Carrie, like having fun, and that sort of piece being a fun, playful story piece. And I think so. This is up to kind of like the draft point. You see, I did all the sort of like thumbnailing around while I tried to work out how it was going to look, and then kind of messing around, adding some color. I really struggled with the coloring of the details of the background and stuff, and to how much detail to go and not to go. And kind of this is the part where I put it down. In all seriousness, this is it's difficult to talk about because I found myself kind of being really scared. Like I really liked the line art, and if I could go back to just the line art, I think it worked really well. And then when I started adding color and I started trying to like filling all these background elements, and I wanted to add like the bounce lights and stuff, and everything looking a bit more real, and then everything sort of started to fall apart a bit for me, and I really started struggling. However, if we take the good from this, I do think that Carrie turned out looking brilliant, and I was really pleased with how she looks. I'm a little bit disappointed with how the background came out. It kind of looks like a purpley blur. And the foreground, again, it's just kind of not hitting for me. But I do think Carrie came out awesome. Plushy Matt looked softer than usual. But I think it kind of worked. I think it kind of sold it. And I just kind of like I tried to have it so that you'd kind of be first drawn to Carrie's face, and you'd kind of follow her eyes to Plushy Matt, and then kind of follow his eyes down to like the sea of plushy women with no I deliberately didn't put lights in their eyes, so they would kind of just be inanimate, whereas Plushy Matt seems to be more of like an animate, living, feeling plushie. Yeah, that's kind of what I came up with. But yeah, that's kind of what I get up to when left to my own devices, if not playing the PlayStation. I do like to do little things like this, and hopefully we can kind of put more stuff with Carrie in as these art school goes along. But yeah, that's week 7. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you later.